Okay, all yours. Let's burn it up. I know it's Sunday. We got a lot to talk about today. Share the video. We got a lot to learn. Powernomics. Share the video. We got some info here. Alan, good afternoon, bro. Good. The audio is clear? 20 seconds, 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And then we're going to start it up. We're going to hammer them. Share the video, it's important. You're gonna learn something today. Five seconds! And we get started. Alright, I'll slow it down, Go ahead, I'm fine. I like the songs, I'm sorry, I love the song. Alright. Alright, 5 more seconds, that's it. We're gonna mash them up. Alright. I guess I gotta hold off on that one. Hey folks, how you guys doing? Good evening. I know Philip, I just came out from Philip live. And he's dealing with a situation with Dawn. I spoke to Dawn. We're gonna have a sidebar with me, Kenneth, and Philip, and we're gonna sort this out once and for all. Because this has been going on for too long. And I tried my best on my end to try to ease them off of Dawn, and it's like I'm not there, so nobody's listening. Oh, sorry. I'm speaking too loud. I apologize. Sorry about that. All right. So here it is. So, like I said, good evening again. We got a lot to talk about because now we're talking about powernomics. How they stole our assets from us, our patrimony from us. And when you start to understand and you start to unravel a lot of stuff, you realize that they have stolen our patrimony right under our belt and we did nothing because we fell asleep at the wheel. And let me tell you what's going on right now. The Venezuelan situation has caused our crude oil to spike in price. What Espene and all these bastards who shut down the Petroleum refinery, everything was done strategically. And you have to understand why it was done strategically. Because of the fact that they was able to take our sour crude and send across to the United States. And let me explain everything to you, the powernomics, not just refinery economics, but the powernomics of why they did what they did. Now, what happened is that what people don't know is that in the United States, sour crude oil, our crude is considered sour, and it's considered sour because there's sweet oil, there's sour crude. Ours is considered sour because we have a high sulfur content. But hold on for 1 minute. Most of the oil produced in the United States, if not all, is of a sweet crude, which is less sulfur and light. Now, what happened is that not all refineries in the United States are set up to handle only light crude only. Because what happens after light crude, you make less diesel and you make gasoline. The point is not the gasoline, the point is the diesel. Hear me out and listen to this well. I need everybody to share this and understand, right, that what they have never taught you, right, about our oil economics. Sour crude, most of the refineries on the Gulf states welcome Venezuelan crude. You want to know why? Because you can buy Venezuelan sour crude at a lower margin than the regular crude oil, and then sell it back, and then process it and make gasoline and distillates, and most important, diesel, and sell it back at a higher rate than what you'll get if you were to get the oil from the United States. So what happened was that the margins for the refiners in the United States on the Gulf Coast, right, depends on how much crude oil they can get from Venezuela. Now, what is happening now is that with Venezuela, is not sending no more crude oil to the refiners in the United States, not because there's a ban on Venezuelan crude oil. They didn't ban it. What they did, right, is that they put sanctions so that when they refine the Venezuelan crude oil into diesel, the money is no longer given to the Venezuelan government directly. Instead, it's held in escrow. So the Maduro government need that oil money and everything like that, need that oil and need that money from the oil. So now they decide they're not going to do it. They decide to go to China. What it has done now, it has upended the whole oil market right now. People, they're not telling you this. So now what is happening is that Trinidad sour crude is demanded and needed more than ever in order for those refineries to keep their margin at a high level. That's what it is. And I'm going to show you, I have a little pictograph I'm going to show you guys later. So now listen to this now. So now what is happening now is that the diesel market, so now the refiners will get our sour crude, and the formula is 3-2-1. Remember this, 3-2-1. That's the formula, 3-2-1. The formula is that for every barrel of oil, sour crude oil, you get an average of one third diesel, 2/3 gasoline, and lighter oils like aviation fluid. Now, what happened is that the United States refiners, they need the diesel. They need to refine the diesel because the diesels make the highest margins from off the sour crude. And we have the sour crude, and there's a shortage of sour crude. So now, what is happening now is that before, they were getting the sour crude at a premium of $1.65 last year, right, on average. Now it has bumped up to as much as $5.85. So now what is happening now? Our crude has gone up in value by stock-wise by 400% because there's a shortage of sour crude on the oil market right now. And you will say, well, okay, well, if US don't have sour crude, well, they can get it from Canada. The issue with Canada is they don't have enough pipelines to carry that sour crude from Canada or the oil sands into the refiners down to the Gulf Coast. Because I told you from one live before, all the pipelines are full to the brim. The easiest way for them is to do the transport from Trinidad and bring our sour crude in so that their refiners can stay the high margins. Now, what is happening is that the margins for the refiners, let me show it here, within 3 weeks ago was an average of like $9.64. Well, $9.85. It went down to $3.64 per barrel. That's what they're making right now because there's a shortage of sour crude. Hey, video, how we doing? This is the issue we're dealing with. They have stolen our oil. They have stolen it, send it here, get it processed, and for the refiners to make their margins, what they will do, they'll take some of the diesel that we produce and sell it back on the open market here. You need to find out and ask Espine and ask all the transport companies how much of our diesel are we getting back. That's number one. You need to find out, number one. That's the most important thing. Because what these fools have been doing, they have given us a walkover. Now, the whole economics our sour crude is so bent backwards right now. Gulf Coast refiners are hunting for sour crude right now. Why I think there is a reason why they wanted to now to bring Petrotrain back, because that refinery is one of the few ones that can refine the sour crude. And this is what happened. Our sour crude, or Venezuelan sour crude, or anybody's sour crude. So what they have been doing now is that now they're saying they're going to sell it. Dismantle it. They can't dismantle it because now there's a need for the sour crude. Secondly, there's a sulfur unit that's 90% finished. All it is 10% more, which is nothing much. Maybe $100 million, if so much, right, to bring it up on stream. And there's another reason why. I understand that. I know that. There's another reason why. Two things are happening right now. The refiners in the United States are losing money. They are losing money because right now the price of diesel has gone up, and there's not enough diesel to go around because of the lack of the sour crude. Right? They have the light crude, but the light crude don't make much diesel. And what the sour crude was doing is that you would spawn off, you make the diesel, you make the gasoline, and you make the super gasoline, and then that same gasoline, well, you can't help it. When you make the diesel, you automatically make the gasoline, and that was dumped into the market. And what it did, it depressed the price of gasoline, right, in the US market. It depressed the price. So now what is happening now is that the prices now for diesel has gone up in respect to how it was about, let's say, 4 weeks ago. So when Trump put that sanctions on, what it did, it screwed everything. It screwed the whole relationship up. The refinery economics has been thrown out the door because of that. So what's happening now, and two things are coming up, and that's the reason why they want to sell Petrotrain and bring it back online. Two things. One, IMO 2020. IMO 2020 is it's called the 2020 International Maritime Organization on Regulations on Sulfur Content. So what's happening now in 2020, all the maritime ships supposed to go with high grade diesel, which has a low sulfur content. 2 refineries are coming online in Asia. However, but they will take most of the oil from Iran and Iraq, to get processed. The situation is the US refiners do not have enough sour crude to process. So that's going to create a problem for them. So now what they're doing right now, that's why they're thinking right now of releasing sour crude from the strategic reserve, even though there's a glut in the oil market right now for oil, but they're thinking of releasing a lot of sour crude from the strategic reserve, right? Which is kind of weird. In order for the refiners to reach their margins, because the refiners are not reaching their margins. And it's ironic because right now at $3.64, right now, that's the margins they're operating with right now. And Petrotrain was closed down. If I try to recollect, right? They were talking that Petrotrain was doing between $6 to $8 a margin, but which is way more than what the US refiners are doing right now, and they're surviving. So why close it down? You don't understand when you start to understand the whole economics behind what they did, why they did, and everything like that. It gets you angry. It makes you feel like to go to SPD house right now and drag him out in the street. That's what it makes you feel, because this is something calculated and strategic. That's what they did. And now they flip around now and saying, well, we willing. Before they said they weren't willing to sell it, they were willing to dismantle the refinery. Now they realize how lucrative it is to have the refinery now. Now they want to bring it online and have people bid for it and everything with a lease option or they want to, or not outright sell, because these friggin' bastards, right? The oil economics has moved towards in their favor now. So now they can say, okay, you know what? Let's get the refinery back online. But a lot of bullshit because of the 2020 mandate. And that sulfur unit now that they have now is 90% finished, brand new. 10%, and that's it. It's up and running. right, for a lower cost, and then therefore they can process the diesel, make the diesel at a lower cost, and then sell it maritime. Why do you think he went and bought the Chinese in to set up that port? You all need to think about these things. Everything is all connected. The reason why they bought the Chinese in to bring the port, because of the fact that now you get the refinery up. Now the excess diesel, we can export the excess diesel at a premium price. So that anyone who owns the refinery now is going to make stupid money. We have been played over and over and over and over again, and we sit down there and we allow this bullshit to happen. This is what it is. So we need to go to our government and ask them. First thing first, we're gonna ask them, hey, are all the diesel that they refine from our oil, is it coming back to Trinidad and Tobago? Is it coming back to us? Or is the refiners selling some of our diesel at premium price because now the price of diesel has gone up and there's a shortage of sour crude? Right? I think that's the first thing. Secondly, we say there's a shortage of gasoline. That's what they said, of regular gas. Are they blending regular gas into 2/3 regular and 1/3 super and sell it back to us as super gasoline? That's the second issue we need to ask. Thirdly, has anyone tested, right, the heat content of the gasoline we're getting to say it's actually super, or if it's actually regular, and then lying to us to tell us it's actually super? These are the questions we need to ask every single one. This is what we have to ask them. This is what they're doing. These are games that we have been played over and over and over and over again, and it just doesn't stop. Right? They take everything from us. Everything. Your refinery got shut down. They said we had to pay we owe this big bond, $850 million bond. Right? Our government under that other bastard, I can't bring his name to mind right now, right, was in charge at the time. We had a good credit rating, and they gave us a high bond as if we were bad credit, we had a bad credit rating. That's number one. So we were paying back $85 million a year US. That same Petrotrain was paying back $85 million a year US every single friggin' year for the past 10 years. And then when they were talking about closing down Petrotrain at the time, the bondholders went to the government and said, listen, we don't mind lowering the amount of bonds, how much money we are going to make off of you guys, because you guys have been paying us religiously $85 million a year, US, consistently. And they know to themselves that the bond was too high. But Malcolm Jones and all his bastards, including Wendell Motley, who you guys give a nice, great prize to, the same Wendell Motley who was in charge of, who was one of the consultants for Credit Suisse, who became part of the Trinidad and Tobago government, the same bastard who helped negotiate for the gas to oil liquid loan, right? The World GTL company, he's the one who negotiated with Credit Suisse, right, to bump it up to $400 million, and then Malcolm Jones came in, right, and decided to have the Trinidad and Tobago government absorb all of it. Games, and then end up with Petrotrain being saddled with that damn debt, and y'all give Wendell Motley a prize, right, for a national award prize. We must be friggin' mad. We all got played. All got played. The head of the union took $14 million. $14 friggin' million. Right? And he come down, he's coming down and say, yeah, we're marching for you guys. And he have you all march along and along and along and along and along and along and along. Right? In Trinidad. Which is a bunch of bullshit. That reminds me of the games of what they used to did for us. When I was younger and I was in Trinidad and Tobago Cadet Force. And we used to have we used to have our 6 weeks, right? 4 weeks, I'm sorry. Right? 4 weeks, we used to have our camp, yearly camp. Wherever it was. At the last night, they used to give us a route march, a forced route march. And the reason why they gave us a forced route march was because of the fact that on the last night, because everybody's leaving to go back to their families and wherever they're going to go back to, all the young guys, you know, they're full of energy. We used to do a lot of pranks and everything like that, and they didn't want that. So what they did, what they used to do, is they give us that 303 rifle that weighs about 16 pounds, right? and some extra weight, right? So come on like 25 pounds and have us march for 18, 20 miles. So by the time we're done, we're exhausted and we can't make any noise, and we go straight to our bed and fall asleep, right? That's what same thing that bastard played you guys and says a union. That's what he did. So to avoid any violence, what he did, he woke your way around, woke you over and over and over and over and over. Let you walk for 3 days so you're exhausted and you're tired. And then what happened is that the Prime Minister comes in and they said, all right, we close it down. And Espene come, we close it down. And y'all couldn't make a peep out of it because you were exhausted and you were tired. That's the game. Y'all been played over and over and over and over again. And I don't know what to say right now, because right now the refinery is up for sale because now it's lucrative. 2020 is coming in. By 2020, they gotta get that refinery up and running, and by getting up and running now, they're gonna kick on the sulfur unit with minimum investment, and then all of a sudden now we have diesel running through now, and now we can sell the diesel at a high premium price. But the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not benefiting. You're not benefiting. Is a private investor who's going to buy for next to nothing, which is most likely be one of the 1%ers and everything like that, right? Who's going to get involved? That's the name of the game. We have been played. Powernomics 101. We have been totally played. And what are we going to do? We're going to let these fools sit back and allow us to screw us over because of this? Let me show you. I'm going to play. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to flip my camera around, and I'm going to show you some other stuff, what's going on in terms of what I'm talking about, so you guys have an idea. But this is things that we should know as an oil economy. These are the kind of things we have to understand. 1 second.
All I do is win. Win, win, win.
Hold on.
All I do is win.
Sorry.
Win, win, win. Pop, 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 hot gal, melanin, popping on the loca, suntan, sugar skin, bang into the soca, juice box, baby, wetter than the ocean, down, baby, hold me like stop.
Okay, here it is. Now I want to show you guys something now. To give an idea exactly, and I do it, I don't like doing PowerPoints. I think that's too kind of informal. All right, so we have 42 gallons of oil here. And for sour crude, you have diesel, you have regular, you have super. Average on the sweet crude is 20 gallons total, out of 42 gallons, 20 gallons of super and regular. And for diesel, we have 12 gallons. And then we have like 4 gallons for jet fuel on the bottom here. So what happens is that on the sour crude, you end up with a higher margin of diesel to super and regular. So that is why the refiners love the love sour crude, because they have a higher margin for diesel, and diesel sell at a higher margin per gallon than regular or super. Now, here's what was showing here. All the way back about a year ago, it was trading at sour crude at $1.60. To December, it's $5.85. That's how it's trading at right now, per gallon. Per gallon, I'm talking about, per gallon. So you see, it's almost like a 400% increase, all right? That went up in December. And yet, for that, at the same time, the profit per barrel for refiners, right before last year, same time last year, was at $22 a barrel. $22 a barrel. Now it has gone down to $3 a barrel. Just to give an idea exactly what the hell is going on. So by showing you that, you have an idea exactly how we are being played and what they have been doing with the oil. And we need to find out, because the oil belongs to all of us, and we need to find out, where's our oil? Where's our oil? What happened? And why are we having this issue of a gasoline, no regular gas, and everything like that? And I'm strongly suspect is that, hello Lorena, what it is that the games is that they're wicking off the diesel, because there's a shortage of diesel right now. So they're wicking off the diesel, and then what they're doing now is that they're getting the regular gas, but they're blending it more regular than super. So we're paying for super, but it's actually more regular than super. So they're making it even more of a high profit margin. What we need to find out, go to Carrier, ask them or someone independent and do a sampling of what kind of gasoline we have, and see if that's what they're doing and it's making more money off of us, and find out how much, which refinery is actually refining our sour crude, and how much they're actually refining into the diesel. And I'm going to find that information out and give it to you all. Thirdly is a transport company. SPD owns a transport company, right? And I told you another couple lies before, not couple lies, more lies before, there's this other company called Transfigurer. Transfigurer was the one that was sanctioned, right, for the oil, for the food for oil in Iraq scandal. And Transfigurer is one of the major marine companies. And Transfigurer has been caught up in a whole bunch of stuff. And they're actually one of the approved transport companies. And they have been shifting gasoline and oil and diesel from one place to the next place and everything like that. And they're very, very murky, shady stuff going on with Transfigurer. Right? We need to find that out too. So these are the games he played. And 2020, and that's the reason why, because 2020, when everything comes online, then that's when they have to get the refining up and running, because diesel prices are going to go up to the roof and be up at a premium. So, don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you all. And then with this Venezuela situation right now, and they have to, the US is going to make hard moves, right, in about a couple months, within a couple months, because the refiners are losing money. The refiners are losing money, and they need to get back that flow of sour crude back online, right? The next thing is March is when most of the refinery companies go down to retool, to change their tooling, the machinery, and everything like that. So when that happens in March, you're gonna have a spike in gasoline and diesel products. Right now, the issue we're having right now here is that there's not enough diesel being produced because there's not enough sour crude. America is producing too much light crude, just too much light crude, and they're getting more and more online, and the light crude is upending the markets and it's causing the price of gasoline to drop. So and that is why they told you they're gonna lower the price of gasoline. Yeah, they'll lower the price of gasoline, but at the same time they're making money. They're making money off your diesel. Right? Pay attention. Pay full attention. So that's the deal. What's going on with that? I have some more information, but I don't want to put it out here right now until I'm on top of the situation as it is and so on like that. So I'm going to let you folks know about that one. But that's the games. That's the games they play. We have been outplayed and played out and everything like that. Because what these bastards have been doing is that Trinidad and Tobago is not a real economy. It's called a plantation economy. And the planters are the ones who decide who's gonna do what's gonna do who. That's what it is, right? And this is what our government have done. They have sold us out to the highest financer and the highest bidders. That's what they have done, and it's a shame. And then we go to them and say, oh, look at what they're doing for us and everything like that. We got screwed. We just got screwed. Because if Petrotrin was operating right now and everything was going full blazing, we'd have had excess diesel in storage, and then we could have bunkered the diesel. And when we're bunkering the diesel now, because of the fact that we had a high amount of diesel, then we have done two things. One, we could have sold the diesel, right, internationally on the open benchmark and get a higher price for our diesel because we make our own diesel. That's what happened. And we don't have the transport costs we have to deal with. So therefore, we'll have made a higher margin. Secondly, sour crude prices has gone up dramatically right now, sour crude. So now if you wanted to, we could have bargain hard right now. We're at the point now to bargain hard and sell our sour crude at a higher price to the US refiners, and they would have buy it. But we have been played. Right? Bunkering is They're gonna take the diesel. We'll take the diesel and store it. That's what it is. Nothing more than that. It's storing it. Nothing more than that. And then when you store it now, it depends on the exchange and everything that you belong to. You could say, well, okay, you know what? We have 5 million, let's say 5 million barrels of diesel we have stored because our country uses maybe, let's say 20,000 barrels of diesel a day. But right now, Petroleum produces, let's say 320,000 barrels of diesel. So with the excess, we store the excess. So let's say in the market now, because of what's happening in Venezuela, and Venezuela crude is offline to the US market, then and the price has gone up. We could say, okay, you know what? We have 5 million barrels of crude. Instead of diesel, instead of you paying us $3 a barrel, we're gonna bump it up and you're gonna pay us $9 a barrel because we could have done it. But they don't want that because they're making money off of transporting our sour crude to the US refiners, and at the same time there's some kind of backhand deal going on with the refiners and the people who's involved on our Petrotrain board. And I'm gonna dig more and deep into it. If I have to get subpoenas, and if I have to do an open records act, if I have to from here into find out what kind of deal is going on with these refiners, I will do such thing. And just to let you all know, we'll do such thing. We're not playing around with that. No more. Time for that bullshit is over. Over and over. More games. Anyhow, and also another thing too, I was talking about housing, and Philip was talking about housing and everything like that. Hello, Gigi. What happened is, I'm in the middle of working on a project, a low-income housing project, and right now on the low-income housing project, we're doing for a 600 square foot house, well insulated, well done, with solar panels. We're getting at $18,000 per unit, a 2-bedroom house. 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 650 square foot. 18,000 US. Right? Per. Yeah, Rennie, I'm gonna get that. Yeah. So we're getting for housing right now. It's for low income housing, which is nice and they're well designed. I can't show you what it is right now because it's proprietary. 18,000 US for a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath house right now. Semi-detached. So how come our houses could be costing us $1 million and more, which works out to, like, let's say 150,000 US, 200,000 US for a 2.5 bedroom house, when I'm doing houses right now for 18,000 US per 2.5 bedroom houses. And if you want a 3-bedroom, they're gonna go up to like 24,000 US. So I don't understand that. Why are we spending all this money? And these houses, after they put the slab down, can be assembled in 4.5 days, and it can resist a hurricane strength wind of 135 miles an hour. And has everything inside of it. It has a toilet. It has everything. Toilet, countertops, sinks. The only thing it doesn't have is like the refrigerator, the stove, washing machine, that kind of thing. But everything else is there. And so we can do this. So when we're talking about a person on $5,000 a month salary can get a house cheap and pay us $500 a month. It's doable because I have the proof right here. Right here. I have the proof right here. All said and done. So these are things you cannot allow people to come and tell you that we cannot do this and we cannot do that. What's holding us back? It's a prefab house, but it's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. It's very, very strong. Right? 18 to 22,000 US per house. Depends on what size. And we can bump it up as much as 1,800 square feet to 2,200 square feet if you want it larger. But this is the prices we're getting right now on that. And that's complete, by the way. Complete. So, yeah, we work on it. So just to let you know what's going on with the market right now and why we have been affected and how much has been stolen from us, and that is why we have to find out. We have to find out and ask hard questions because our government is stealing from us. SB don't give a shit. Look how old he is. He don't give a crap about how much money he's stealing from us, because he has one foot more in the grave than outside, and that's what happens. So you don't care, right? But what we're trying to do as part of the Progressive Empowerment Party, we're trying to bring new ideas and new information out to all of us. So when you think that we're not on top of our information, we're on top of our information. We know exactly what's going on, and we're on top of them, and that's why they don't like us. My account, when you have send me that thing again, that link where I can put the PP logo across. I wasn't able to do it today for some reason, but I'll get to it, right? So this is what we have. So we have that. We have the housing policy, right? Zero down, zero interest, and all they're gonna pay is $500. This is workable for a house that's costing 126,000 TT. We have that. I'm gonna pay $500 a month, right? Not including other little fees and everything like that. Then we can bundle it together and we make deals. If our greedy bankers don't want to bundle them together and make a deal, that's fine. We're going to international market, and I'm sure they're gonna grab it. Keep lying and they keep stealing money from us. It's just like the US funds. Same thing like the US funds. It's the same thing, right? And that's what I said. Powernomics. We have to understand powernomics, not just economics. Powernomics. Powernomics, it means you're empowering yourself and give you the power and the understanding, so you can make a better informed choices and don't believe the bullshit that they give you. It's just like if you had great internet and you have a great high speed internet, then what happened is that besides the online shopping you could do and everything like that, you could now create new software, new ideas that can come out. Robotics, we'll get more into robotics, artificial intelligence, and we can get more involved in that and make money off of that. Not just tourism, because we have the population. We have a high literate population, according to the book studies, right? We could use them, and then we could create newer and newer industries and bring more and more universities to Trinidad and Tobago. And because power is cheap, that means we can bring companies, right, who have large servers. That means, and they will love that, because our power is cheap. In exchange for that, we have a technical transfer, right, where they start teaching us things like artificial intelligence, robotics, and everything like that. If the government was smart too, what the government could have done is to go to the universities and say, hey, you know what? We're willing to give, since there are research and development, we're willing to give you $10 million to forward your ideas on robotics. In exchange for that, you have to locate it in Trinidad and Tobago. For that $10 million US, that's all we ask. Locate in Trinidad and Tobago. It has to be located there. It has to be registered there from the company like that. And then what happened now is that now we have brought in, now all these experts, and the experts now will need graduate students and other students, right, who attain the degrees to come in and teach them. They'll come in and teach them at the same time, right, bring them up to speed on the new technology. Now, our graduate students now, knowing the new technology now, of course, some of them are not going to stay there. So some of them decide now, they're going to go now and branch off and start their own business and create their new artificial intelligence company, or the robotic company, or the software company, and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, they have to hire people now. So all of a sudden, our universities cannot supply enough graduates, right, for the needs for the population, for their labor. And then what happened now? Then there's a bidding competition, and the salary goes up. And as the salary goes up, that means more taxes are gone from the salary and it's poured back into the government. So it's a whole circle, right? It's a whole circle. And then when they sell their software or the artificial intelligence now, right, there's a tax put on that, and then that comes back into the government, and then everything works. And I told everyone, we have a patent office in Trinidad and Tobago. It's one of the most secure patent office in the world because it's air-gapped. And that is why Apple comes to Trinidad and Tobago to file their patents, because Trinidad and Tobago Patent Office is one of the only patent office which has a deal, an agreement with the American Patent Office and with the Canadian Patent Office. In that, if you do a patent in Trinidad and Tobago, at the same day, at the same time, is as valid as if you did it in the United States or Canada. We're one of the few ones that patent office. I have never leveraged that. And that is why Apple comes into Trinidad and Tobago and sneak in and put in the Apple Watch and their new technology because the Chinese can't get access to it. That's what happened. So now when it finally comes out now and they search the US Patent Office, it's not there. So they can't steal the idea, or they will look somewhere else and they can't steal it. But the one place they have it is in Trinidad. And they can't get access to it. Unless they try to bribe them now. But it's secure, and that is why a lot of companies are coming to Trinidad and use that patent office to do their patents undercover, so that no one can get access to it, or they could push it out there faster than if it comes to the United States, because for some weird reason the turnaround time is faster in Trinidad than in the United States. I can't see the rest of our government. So this is what our government has not learned to leverage and take advantage. Instead, they've given us the suffering, and you can't get access to US dollars and all that crap. Meanwhile, the 1% have full access to the US dollars, have full access to everything that we create, that our patrimony create. They have full access to it, but we don't have full access to it. And they could bring in a car for $34,000 US dollars, right? At the same time, they have small manufacturer in Caroni or in Tobago or in North Trinidad can't even get 200 US in order to import a part. It's stupid. It just upends everything. So we have to change things around. We got to change things around. We can't allow these fools to take advantage of us. Let's stop acting as if we're stupid and we're dumb and we can't do this and we can't do that. We got to stop thinking like that, man. Enough is enough. We can't think like that. We can't. Right? Start thinking intelligently. That's what we got to do. Don't let them come and fool you and think you're stupid and you're dumb. Right? Because these people here don't care about you. They do not care about you. If they cared about you, they'd have kept the petro train on. Right? Now, what's happening is that besides the gas to oil, you have this new company that came in that's going to do the so-called gas to oil again and so on. And you have heavy players who have invested in this gas to oil. Now, petroleum being down, right? That means that they have no more sulfur contamination. So now this new company is going to come in now and is going to so-called make diesel out of natural gas. But that's for another time and that's for another day. I'm not going to go more into that. And I'm not going to go into more into that anymore. I'm going to leave it alone. So bottom line is, pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention. We are being fooled. They have hacked our minds into thinking that we are stupid and we are docile and we accept too many things. And we got to stop that thinking. We got to stop it. Let's talk about B-Mobile and Digicel and all that crap like that, and the games they play between one and the next, and the service is horrible. Even though you have 8 major internet lines that comes into Trinidad from England to United States, from South America and from other areas, Central America, and the lines are coming in, right? Instead, we only have 2 of them: Digicel and B-Mobile. And you have crappy internet service, and I want to know why the service is so crappy. Because we are being played. Again, we have been played. If you have high-speed internet, right, then we could open such other industries. But that's the problem. We don't have enough. We don't have people who's willing to challenge the system. And that's what we're here for. We have to challenge the system and let them know we know their games, we know what they're up to, we know how slick they are. But you know what? We're on to them. We're on to them. Every single thing is, we're on to them. So we're gonna do what have to be done, and we're gonna make it happen. For the petroleum workers, I feel your pain. I honestly feel your pain. Some of you guys haven't even been paid yet, right? But I feel your pain. I really feel your pain, right? And it's bullshit what it did to you all. Real bad bullshit and everything. But everybody feeling the pain now because of petroleum being down. And pull us into office, all the bullshit gonna stop, including the bullshit with the Chinese. You also saw what happened with the Chinese when they're doing they caught them doing all this kidnapping and everything like that. It's a global trade in women. It's a global trade in women. That's what's happening right now, global trade. So what's happening is that the Chinese tongues, they're involved. The triads and the Chinese tongue and the triads, they involve all over, and involving everything from gambling to prostitution to drugs and all that. Manning and Kamala and Rowley has opened the Pandora's box and allowed these Chinese to come into our country, right? And then at the same time allow gambling. Now, this ain't no wappy gambling or anything like that. This is deep gambling because gambling means you can hide money. You can hide ill-gotten gains. When you have gambling, if it's not regulated, you can hide any amount of money you want. And that's where the Chinese come in here. They didn't come in here and you think they put in a Georgie bundle and they came from China and they came to Trinidad with nothing on their back. They were sponsored by a lot of these triads and these Chinese gangs, and they're like 10 layers deep. So what has happened is that they do that and tell them, okay, you know what? We'll sponsor to come here tonight to Trinidad and Tobago, and we're gonna give you $20,000-$30,000 to open a grocery store. In exchange, you gotta pay us $10,000 a month or $30,000 a month. If you don't pay that amount, right, we take you out. And then they use the local gangs to take them out. And now they realize now it's more lucrative now to bring in women from Venezuela because of the situation in Venezuela. So the Chinese now are using our people to bring the Venezuelans in, bring them in, and then they use the prostitute them, and then take the money. That's what happened. This is what they're doing. And we need to put a stop on all this bullshit. And I said, Gary Griffith, go use the DEA. The DEA is on the ground in Trinidad. The NYPD has a deep intelligence network. In fact, the NYPD at one time was the CIA was getting mad at the NYPD because the NYPD had almost like a more extensive network than even the CIA, and they were getting angry about it. Right? They're on the ground. Use them so they can start sniffing out all these sources and stop this illegal trade. And our government need to start regulating the gambling trade that's going on in Trinidad, because it's a cover. It's a cover for a lot of drugs, for a lot of money coming from the drug trade. Hello, Shelly-Ann. There's a lot of things going on you guys don't know, right? Normally, the drugs will come from Colombia into Venezuela. From Venezuela, the drugs will take on a ship. We'll go from there across. They won't go straight to Europe. What they do, they go into North Africa, and then they'll go from North Africa. From North Africa, it'll get into Europe. Or it will go the other route, which is Colombia, Venezuela, from Venezuela to Trinidad. From Trinidad, then it goes out to the other islands, which has an easier access to the US market and less scrutiny. Or they will take it and go and take a chance and carry straight to Trinidad. So straight to the United States on the eastern seaboard. But what they will do is that they will take those drugs, hit the US, hit the seaboard, and use Point Lisas and our industrial ports, right, to hide the drugs in and send it there. Now, once the money gets there, once the drugs get there, you get the money, and the money comes back to Trinidad. So guys will have a nice yacht or a nice boat or even on a container, and they'll take the drugs and they'll pack it in different layers, not all at the same time. They'll pack it in different layers to hide it, and then they'll bring it in to Trinidad. And of course, since 40% of our containers are not searched, and they can bribe the customs, then they bring the cash in, and once they bring the cash in, then it goes through a legitimate company in Trinidad, and then from there, that legitimate company will convert that hard US cash into a check, and then that check now will go back to a bank in Panama, and then that's where the drug lords get their money. And there's two of them. There's the Colombians and there's the Mexicans, and the Mexicans are trying to squeeze out the Colombians. So on one side, you have those who have the entrained drug routes, which deal with the Colombians, which is most likely like the Syrian Lebanese community. A lot of them are deep into it, but they keep their head down and they shut up. And on the other side is a Mexican side of it, And a lot of the Mexicans is people of in Trinidad. A lot of people who are dealing with it is people of maybe a lot of East Indians who are involved in it. A lot of them are involved in it. So there's a kind of rivalry going on right now. So then what happened now? The Mexicans are super aggressive. So they don't give a crap. They don't care. All they want is they want their money no matter what. So the money comes in here, and then those companies, legitimate companies here, have to get the checks, have to convert that raw laundered cash into a check, give it to the Bank of Panama. It's all there, and that's all it is. And then they reach a point where you don't touch the load anymore. I don't care about the load anymore, because now you have so much legitimate companies in Trinidad that you have now become you're becoming a laundered company. You're making money off the laundered proceeds. So now, instead of offer $5 million, even though nobody is at the store, hardly anybody at the store, but you give the bank $5 million US, right? At least they make 5 to 11%, depends on the risk. So now for $5 million, all of a sudden now they're making $500,000 a month, easy peasy, just like that. They don't have to get involved in the drugs anymore. All they got to do is tell them in Florida, tell them everywhere else, hey, come to Trinidad and launder your money. Bring the raw cash in, and we launder it back to you. That's what we're dealing with. That is exactly what we're dealing with. And this is deep, and this is about 7-9 layers deep. Now, what's going on in Venezuela has kind of like rip it open, and a lot of people now are aware of what's going on. A lot of agencies are aware of what's going on. So now is a small battle going on. We shall see how that proceed out to be. Anyhow, I'm gonna wrap this up and call it a day. But I just came to give information about your powernomics, and you have to understand these things, powernomics, and how we have been screwed, and we have to understand how we need to do things, and we need to change things. And what I'm gonna do is that later on, not right now, maybe later on, 2 months from now, I'm gonna start to show you all how to do trades and stuff like that, and how you can use $20,000. Some people take $20,000 in money, and they do trades on a daily basis. Sometimes they make $400, $300 a day, or maybe $500 a day, and then that's substantial. Over $20,000, right? At the end of the week, you make $2,500, $3,000 at the end of the week. That's the US I'm talking about, right? And you could sit back in your pajamas, and you don't have to work for no one, and all you gotta do is sit back in your pajamas and get up in the morning, do 2-3 hours, 4 hours of trade. That's it, in your pajamas. And you made more money in one day than what you're making one friggin' week, and everything like that. Like I said, powernomics, right? You have to learn finance and powernomics. This is the most important thing. You don't have to be working for everybody and working for anybody, right? Don't get fooled with what our government has tell us, that we go in and get a degree to work for somebody. You have to learn to be self-empowered. You have to be able to empower yourself and learn about business and learn about the idea of creating new ideas, new industries. Even if you have a thought and you have an idea, stuff like that, don't throw it away and say, well, it's a stupid idea. There's no such thing as a stupid idea. There's always an idea that could change things around, right? And then that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Rennie. I appreciate it, sir. Right? That's what you're going to do. Start learning these things. How to get your idea to market. How to take your ideas. All right? How to take your ideas and move your ideas around and say, well, okay, you know what? And I'll use it as an example. One simple example I'm going to use. Let's say you have an idea for a soap. An idea for a soap. A real, like a organic soap. And whatever it is, you can, let's say, use a combination of bay leaf and what's that, guava leaf, whatever it is, and cocoa leaves. You take it, you make a product, you make a product so they can see it and touch it and feel it, get assessment, carry it to market and say, okay, you know what do you all think about this prototype? Does it smell good? How does it feel on your skin? And if it was something that's pretty good, we could market it here. And then change your whole process around. Where now you have a choice. You can go in, get investors to come in and pay you, one, for the idea, if you choose to, if you want to walk away. But if not, you can have investors come in, make favorable deals, and they'll come in and say, well, okay, we love the idea because we see there's a market for this idea, especially when it comes to indigenous stuff. Indigenous stuff. Indigenous boutique. Indigenous boutique. These two things, very important. It's not about our size. It's about our quality and what we can do and what make it unique. That's what drives everything. Forget the cookie cutter. Cookie cutter is for China. Forget about that. We do it for unique stuff because the idea is that the unit price per volume or per weight must be way high versus the average product. That's what we're aiming for. Even something as stupid, would you believe this thing? Would it as stupid as air? As air. Because the Chinese cities are so polluted. So this English woman decided to make some money off the air. So she went to the south of England and she'll have these jars. I said she's not stupid, she's smart actually. These jars, these glass jars, and she'll open up to the wind and then leave it open to the wind for about 1 hour and then close the lid. That's it. And she was selling the Chinese glasses of air for $18, for $18 US each. And everybody say, "Oh, she's stupid." Nope, the Chinese love it because now the air is so polluted. That's why when you go to when you look at a lot of these movies now with airs in China and people walking around as pedestrians, you see them wear a mask on their face because of the pollution. That's what happened. So now these Chinese now is a big thing for especially middle class Chinese because China's middle class is growing by leaps and bounds. So they'll purchase it and they'll open up in their apartment to smell the different notes, right? Into the flowers and all the different notes of the English coast. And she's making money off of something as simple as that. Can you imagine if I go to in the middle of the rainforest in Tobago and we would open up a jar of the smells and leave it there for a day and then close that jar and sell it back to the Chinese? How much money we make, right? For practically almost nothing. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You got not beyond the box. And I'm going to call it beyond the box. Not out of the box. It's beyond the box. On my powernomics class. These are the kind of things I'm talking about. And then what I want to do is to be the kind of middle guy to get access to the distributors and the suppliers. And then you on that end. And then therefore we negotiate. It's not going to be free. It's not going to be free. But I'm not going to negotiate for a high rate and leave it like pretty low. And have it pretty high where I make a lot of money. I don't need the money, and that's the honest truth. So what I'm going to do is that we negotiate it for an extremely lower price so you can make your money and get the US dollars directly back to you. Now, there's another investment company, there's another company called Stripe. Now, I know Stripe because I spoke to them and I've dealt with them. Stripe is a company where we're working on to create a platform, a purchase platform, where instead of you have a product and sell it back let's say sell it back to the United States. What happens many times is that when they send it back to your bank goes and convert it back into Trinidad and Tobago dollars. So you don't get that real foreign exchange that you need. Because many times as a supplier, you in Trinidad and Tobago, you need foreign exchange. You know, we want foreign exchange. And what the banks do is that they won't give it to you in US dollars. They'll give it to you. They'll change it out and they'll give it back to Trinidad and Tobago dollars. Then therefore it kind of defeats the purpose because when you do need raw foreign exchange, you can't get it. That same foreign exchange that you have in the bank will not give it to you because as far as they're concerned, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. So they created a platform which I'm working on, and because of this money laundering crap that's going in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not available in Trinidad and Tobago right now. But I'm working on another platform that will be available pretty soon. So with that now, you're going to have your bank card. And your bank card won't be in Trinidad and Tobago. It will be United States. And you could directly get your money directly into your card. Directly. So you could bypass our banks. And let me see how much US dollars they're going to get. My intention is if the banks don't want to conform in terms of paying you interest on your money in your account, we're gonna bypass their asses and create alternate platforms where you get empowered and screw them. You wanna bet they're gonna change their mind? They're doing what they're doing because they know that there's no alternative. What alternative you're gonna use? The only other bank you could probably use in Trinidad and Tobago is JMMB Bank, which is a Jamaican bank, right? They're the only ones I think it's kind of fair, JMMB Bank, but they're not everywhere, and it's kind of weird because 20 years ago, it's a Trinidadian banks that went into Jamaica and caused the interest rate in Jamaica, the Jamaican banks, to go down from 37% down to 8%. And that put a lot of banks in Jamaica out of business because of the aggressiveness of the Trinidadian banks. Because the Trinidadian banks had too much liquid, of course, due to the drug proceeds too. And they didn't have enough money to invest it elsewhere. So they went to Jamaica and did that and lowered the interest rate. Now, what is happening paradoxically is that JMMB Bank now came to Trinidad, and they're trying to do the same thing in terms of offering on an alternative. But right now, I'm hearing good things, but I don't hear I'm hearing a lot of good things, but I need to do a lot more investigation on JMMB Bank. But right now, go with the credit union. Go with the credit union as much as you can right now. And if you can work out this thing where we can get that platform like Stripe to come in and give you your money in hard US dollars, then that's the way we need to do. Of course, you pay all the applicable taxes and everything like that, but at the same time, you have the hard US dollars. You can do what the hell you want, because that's your money, not my money. That's your money, and that's what we're working on right now. So we in the PEP, we have a lot of stuff going on, and we are based PEP in New York, and I was doing PEP Tobago too. So the PEP Tobago members, please message me. I'm gonna get a number for you folks so we can do this. So we can so you can get in contact with me directly. A low one. Yeah, you're right. Amortization, yes, absolutely. All amortized loans. This is what we're talking about, right? Not no simple compound loans. All amortized loans. So we're working on a lot of stuff right now. As soon as we can, we'll let you guys know. But that's the idea. So if you have an idea and think about it. And if you want to flesh it out and make it sense, give us a call and we'll take it from then. Like I said, it's not going to be free, but it will be lower than what everyone would want to charge you for anything. At least you bring your ideas to market, you make some money, and we're good to go. All right, that's it for now. Sorry for boring you guys, but coming in later along mid-March, we're going to do Powernomics, and the title for the Powernomics will be Beyond the Box. All right, not outside the box, but beyond the box. Looking forward to it. I might do a live sometime next week as I get more information on the oil business, what's going on in Trinidad, and everything like that. So, stay strong, stay healthy, and be good to yourself and love yourself, and drink a little bit of water with lime inside of it, so you can have more, so you make your body more alkaline and acidic. All right, be good to yourself. Bye bye.